Most people in northern states think there is only one growing season, summer. And most gardeners in these cold climates don't even start thinking of gardening until May. So today I would like to address that misunderstanding and talk about cool growing season and cold tolerant veggies. I live in Chicago, Illinois, and our last spring frost date is April 28. But sometimes we can have freezing temperatures even in the beginning of May. A lot of people have this rule for not planting anything in the garden here in Chicago until Mother's Day. But as you can see here, it's the beginning of April and I'm already harvesting some crops. I am going to harvest today some lettuce, also kale, mash, sorrel, and others. And I am able to harvest these vegetables because they are cool season veggies, which means they grow best when the air and soil temperatures are cool. And ideal air temperatures for these vegetables range between 40 and 70 degrees. Once the heat of summer arrives, many of these crops either stop growing or bolt, go to seed. So it's best if you try to time their entire lifespan so it falls within the cool season. If you planned ahead and prepared the garden previous fall, planting these cold season vegetables in early spring is very quick and easy. I typically sow my first seeds in open garden as soon as the snow has melted in the beginning of March. And once they are planted, I sometimes help accelerate their growth with few simple tricks like row covers, tunnels, or cold frames. Most cold season vegetables can be direct seeded in the garden, but certain crops grow best when they are started indoors and then transplanted. In my garden, I transplant broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, leeks, lettuce, and kale. I also have some perennial veggies that are available early in the spring. You can see here me picking some salad burnet and red vein sorrel, and there are already ramps poking through the soil. And this amazing plant is called mash. It is not a perennial, but a self-seeding annual. If you sow it in late fall, like October or November, it overwinters, and early in the spring you can start harvesting it before anything else. It tastes just like spinach and is great in salads. Early spring is also an ideal time to sow your herbs. Things like chervil, cilantro, parsley, and dill do not tolerate hot summers. They go to seed, and if you want to enjoy them to the fullest, start them indoors in February and then transplant in March. And when you transplant the seedlings, it's the best time to also sow additional succession batch of the herbs, because I like my herbs to be baby size, so I'll harvest these in a couple of weeks, and by that time I'll have another batch of seedlings. So this was my early spring first harvest of the season with some cool growing veggies. I am looking forward to enjoy more harvests like this from my garden this year. How about you? What are you harvesting now from your garden? Share in the comments below.